Welcome back. Welcome back. We are here for another Monday message. I'm super excited to be hosting the call today as Steven's in the air traveling, doing hotspots, seeing agents, and continuing, the legacy that we've built here at TDG. So what I want to do, we have some special guests today. We have Jared Miko and Roger Straughter. They have some great content talking about customer care, how to, not only to follow up with your clients, but also to show you how to get referrals as well. So I'm excited to be on this call, and also I got my pen and my notes because I'm sure there's going to be a lot for me to learn here. But before we do that, let's jump into the week that was. That's Chance pulling this up for us. All right, let's go into the weekly submitted. Man, I mean, as we see here, we got some new people in here too. So we got Nathan at 444 bucks over one policy last week. Nathan's a brand new agent direct here at TDG, so I'm excited for him. James with 456 bucks. Alan at 1,000. Jeremy at a thousand as well. Tom sitting at 1291. Jennifer, who's also a new agent here, sitting at 1450 over two applications. Seth and Nadina, you know, people we see regularly here on the TDG Monday message at 1514, Camille at 1754, Derek at 1826, Mercedes at 1907 across two apps. Way to go, Mercedes. Janet at 2237 and 7 cents, two applications. Way to kill it out there. We got Rachel at 2373. Ryan and Emma also at $2,809. Kath, who's I would say, well, she's a relatively new agent, direct to Mimi. She's been here for a couple weeks now, sitting at $3,672 over across three applications. Way to go. David, sitting at $3,930. Miguel, who's also another new agent, last week turned in four applications for $4,287.96. Andre at 5,142 bucks. Stephen Davies at $5,813 across four applications. And we got Mark Hutchinson sitting at $6,000 over across two applications. Way to go, guys. So let's go top five weekly submit. These are the top five. Mike Guerra at $6,362, five applications. Kim and Roger Straughter leading the way here at $6,496, three applications. Adam and Sydney Burge, 8,695 bucks, 20 cents, four applications. Jeremico Edwards at 11,807 bucks, 10 applications, and Krishanda at 12,147 bucks, two applications. Way to go. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's go into the next slide here. Top five weekly paychecks. Um, Number five coming in, Mimi Romero, 5,293 bucks. Irene at 5,737. Krishanda also at 6,882. That's always a good sign when you're on the top five weekly submitted and top five weekly paychecks. So way to go. Mark Hutch sitting at 12,451 bucks. And Mike Guerra leading the way at number one spot, 12,610 bucks. Way to go. I love these numbers right now. So, Freedom Leaderboard, let's talk about, in order to grow your agency, you got to find sharp people, right? So, this is the fastest way to mailbox money. So, we got Adam and Sydney Burge with one fast track, as well as Stephen Davies, base shop here at three contracts. Also, Seth and Anita got one contract, and we also got three for the contracts. So, way to go. I love it. I love it. Man, so Cabo leaderboards, here we go. So as you can see here, we got some people sneaking in. Ryan has now taken the top spot. Jeremy's still sitting at number two. David is at third spot, and Josh was sitting at four. So we got some new people up here. I'm excited. I love to see this, especially for the new people who are here as well. Man, that's so exciting. So, keep in mind, Capo's right around the corner. Everything you do now each week will add up to that, whether it's writing and helping your clients and helping families, as well as tending the events that we have, can also help you get to um, that Cabo trip. So keep at it. I love to see that. So we'll swing on to the next slide here. So Steven's travel date is going to be in Atlanta, Georgia today, actually, and tomorrow he'll be in Dallas, Salt Lake City, Utah on the 28th. Of course, we have the boot camp here, March 9th in Asheville, North Carolina, right here. I'm excited to see some new faces, people we've been working with throughout the weeks prior, but also people from all over. I love meeting new people, figuring out ways I can help them grow and scale their business, as well as help more families. So Detroit, um, Stephen will be in Detroit in March 18th, Salt Lake again on the 19th, Georgia on the 20th, and Fort Lauderdale in the 21st. And of course, View from the Edge. If you haven't got your tickets, you have to go. It's going to be in Raleigh, my hometown. I am super excited about that. That is my hometown. I love going out to Raleigh. It's always new things, great restaurants, but also it's going to be with familiar faces. So I'm looking forward to seeing everyone there. But what I want to do is go ahead and pass it over to Jeremico Edwards. Can you hear me, man? Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, brother.
Sweet, sweet. Well, I'm
Yes, yes,
excited,
yes.
man. I'm gonna sit back here. I got my pen right here, ready to take some notes. And yeah, the floor is yours, man.
Awesome, awesome, Adam. I appreciate you, man. And we appreciate everything y'all doing there at the Davies office. Because we are like just riding your coattails, man. Like on the recruits, whatever y'all doing in the office, brother. Right behind y'all. We just taking notes. The training we got going on, the dial sessions and all that stuff. We appreciate that because it helps all of our teams grow. And that's the sign of a good team is when everybody's helping everybody grow. Like the training is for everybody. I mean, well, heck, that's a symbol of the alliance as well. We all help everybody. Like no matter what city you're in, no matter where you go, your team will be helped, and we are going to help your team. So everybody just rising tide raises all ships. So speaking of helping the team, myself and Rogers, we wanted to talk to everybody today um, about questions and things that you can do in the home to show that you care. So my name is Jeremy Go Edwards. I've been with Stephen for over 10 years now. And man, his leadership is just phenomenal. So some of this stuff I took from him, some of this stuff I took from just being in the field for so long, helping people. I've seen the results. I've seen when I didn't implement these questions, and then I've seen the results of implementing these questions or doing these things and not doing them. And so these are just things that's going to help y'all. I just seen the numbers, and so everybody's killing it. Everybody has their own strategy. This is just an add-on to whatever you're doing. Like if you're consistently writing over 10 grand a month, keep doing that. This is just an add-on. This is just something extra. You can always use more weapons, more ammo. You can always use more, right? Because you don't want to run out. You don't want to keep doing the same things over and over. You might just want to switch up just because, right? And so here's just some extra things you can present in the home that can show people that you care. Because one thing, so people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So it's interesting. I was talking to somebody about this, a new agent. You could care more, you could care a lot as a person, but if you don't know how to show it in the home, you won't get a sale. You will not help that person, no matter how much you care. You go, but I cry in the car and everything. Like I'll cry in the car, I'll pray for them, I'll do all this stuff, right? But if you don't know how to present that to them, then it doesn't matter. And so the questions we're going to go over, like some of the things we're going to say and do, it'll help you to actually present to them that you care, not just that you have a care in your heart. That's the difference from the people who make 30,000 in this business and the people who make 100,000 plus in this business, 100,000 to 1 million plus in this business is they know how to show the clients that they care, not just care in their heart. Like I remember Andy said one time, Andy was talking to somebody and she said, I'm happy. And he said, tell your face. So in other words, he was saying, show that you're happy. Don't just be happy. Show it. All right. So let's see. Talking to people. So, okay, so before I pass it off to Raj, one thing we have to remember is, so the question is, are you a salesperson? We recruit people in this business sometimes and they'll go, well, I'm not a salesperson. What's your definition of a salesperson? Is your definition of a salesperson that you're helping people? Or is your definition of a salesperson that you're pushing people to do something they don't want to do? Or do you feel like I don't like people? See, so whenever somebody says I'm not a salesperson and they use that as an excuse not to ask these bold questions, right? I mean, because it's just an excuse, right? So I'm not a salesperson could mean anything. What's your definition of salesperson? Because we have to change it. Me doing this over all these years, my definition of a salesperson has changed because some people might consider me a salesperson, but I just ask good questions and I help the person with what they need, or I help the families with what they need. That's my job, and I help solve a problem. So my definition of salesperson has changed over the years. When I didn't know any better, my definition of salesperson was pushing stuff on people. And so as long as you have the right heart condition and you're not trying to hurt people and you're not trying to push stuff on people that they don't need, then it's okay to be considered a salesperson. But your definition in your head, if you have a negative connotation with being a salesperson, you have to change that definition to helping people. So that way, when you're going out and helping families and people say, oh, you're a salesman, this, and this, it's like, well, no, I'm helping people. But they shouldn't be saying that. If you take the questions that we're going to talk about today, nobody should call you a salesperson. But I'm just saying, to get you moving, your definition of a salesperson has to change, because people who don't ask these questions, they don't want to feel like a salesperson. So these questions are formulated for you not to feel like a salesperson, which again will be helping the client. Because if you sound like a salesperson, you're less likely to help the client. All right. So I'll get into my questions later. Rogers, we're going to have you kick it off. Roger Strader, now he's done multiple multiple big weeks here, like over $10,000. So multiple big weeks, and he's been killing the game. Him and Kim, they just been slamming in all this business. So he knows the right questions to ask. Roger's been in this business over 10 years as well. He knows the question to ask. He knows how not to be a salesperson. So he's going to give you some of his mindset tips and things to do, questions to ask, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna hit you with some hard questions that you can ask in the home. That way, people don't feel like you're a salesperson or you don't feel like a salesperson. Rogers, kick us off.
Well, Jeremico, I'm grateful for you inviting me into this business. And of course, with Stephen and Holly, Andy and Jane Albright creating a platform for us to serve our community, I am grateful. So thanks for inviting me on this call. For all our friends here on Zoom with Davies Nation, it's just a matter of just really caring about people, just as Jeremico had mentioned. Some of the things that I do as far as help me with my mindset and caring for people, whether I'm talking to them over the phone or using Zoom or maybe in the home, which are where a lot of the magic as it goes happens. I show that I care. I'm not there as a salesperson. So I do have a few points that I could share as far as the beginning part of what we do. And of course, Jeremico is going to hammer down on the emotion and what he does as far as referrals and other things that is very high level as well. So one of the things I want to keep in mind is that when I call the individual, I'm using the CRM. That is the client relationship manager. We have that on the ARC. And for example, the birthday list. Instead of just saying, happy birthday. They get so many happy birthdays from everybody, but just actually saying, like in this case, uh, I see that you had a birthday. Your son had a birthday. How's he doing? How are you doing? You got a 21-year-old now. He didn't party too hard this weekend, did he? Just make it different. Make yourself stand different than everybody who's just simply saying happy birthday, because after a while it's just redundant. So I ask different questions like, hey, I see somebody had another trip around the sun. Somebody's older now. Well, how are you doing? You didn't party too hard, didn't you? And this is what happened in this case with this individual and I do that consistently when somebody has a birthday, whether it's on the arc or it's somebody in my phone book. I do that consistently, and this is what happens. Hey, you know what? I've been meaning to call you. I need some more life insurance. Or can you get coverage for so and so? I promise you, it happens so many times more than not. When I do those things, they will say, hey, I need more insurance. And I'm thinking, man, like, well, you knew you needed insurance. How come you didn't call and tell me like weeks ago? Well, it's because I called them showing that I care and not just an empty happy birthday. I'm really asking, how are you doing? How are you feeling? How's your health? How's things going on? Important questions to show that we care. So now I have that appointment set up, whether it's somebody who is a current client or somebody who's new, a family member, a friend, or acquaintance. I have that appointment set up. What am I doing? Well, I'm not trying to sell. Jeremico mentioned that we're trying to help individuals. And so what I'm doing is the same thing as if you go to your doctor office, and you've probably been to the doctor where they give you that clipboard, right? That clipboard, and you fill out this sheet, and they're asking you all these questions such as allergies, your health condition, and they even ask about family, does cancer run the family, blood pressure, all these different things. You sit down and you fill out that clipboard in those 3 sheets or whatever they give you. Well, we have condensed it to 1 sheet. We have what's called the green sheet. And so basically the information that's on the green sheet, use that information as far as what coverage do you have? Do you have a mortgage? What type of health insurance do you have? Do you have a 401k, any type of retirement? What are your medications? Your doctor information, all of those information for that individual. And if they're married, their spouse, what does that do? It helps you determine what works best for that client. So instead of being a salesperson, you're helping them with what they need. So that's the other step when we're with that family. We fill out the green sheet. We fill out that intake form, helping us determine what is the best product and the best way to help that family. So we're helping them with their needs. Third point on that, if we're in the home, just remember, ask, do you need me to take my shoes off? So have clean socks on, right? Have socks that don't have holes in them, or have those little footies you could put over your shoes. But you're asking questions like that, highlighting the caring part. When you get into that home, should I leave my shoes on or should I take them off? Don't be presumptuous and walk in unless they have a nasty, nasty, nasty floor and you look at their feet and they're wearing work boots. Then you can make that assumption. But typically, you want to show respect. So you got the intake form, you show them respect when you went into the home. You're saying things that you can compliment them on, like the pictures on the fireplace mantle, their garden, the neighborhood, anything that you can say that is positive, you're saying that as well. All right, let's hammer on the fourth point that I want to make sure that we keep in mind as far as principles and things that we can do is that it's hard for some of our agents, our newer agents who might have been in sales before to really turn off the switch as far as the price. Let me find you the lowest rate possible. Let's not think with our pocketbooks. Let's not think about the lowest rate possible. Let me tell you something. This is what I'm thinking. When we're getting a vehicle, when we're buying a car, we are looking at what we want in that vehicle. Now, the cheapest car you could find can get you from point A to point B, correct? And if that's the case, then so be it. But people spend more money for value because they feel that a certain brand of vehicle has a higher value or more luxury. So if we make it about what this policy can do for the family, they will pay for that, whatever's in their budget. So make it about the value of the policy. Stop trying to find the cheapest policy. Another way to show that you care for the individual, because I had a 35-year-old man who did not wake up 2 weeks ago, and it was about the value. And so his wife has a check that's going to be delivered to her that's going to take care of her and her girls, because we highlighted not just the price, finding the cheapest policy, but what this policy would do based on the needs for the family. And so I'm proud of the fact that he did the right thing. We wish he was with us, but he's no longer, but he took care of his family. So it starts with us highlighting the value and not trying to find the cheapest rate possible. And so we want to make sure that we're not a salesperson. That's just the beginning of showing how much we care in the home. Just those 4 points that we just reiterated, as far as, the green sheet, making sure we know what they need so we can help them, just like a doctor. We're a financial doctor, helping give them the prescription or the remedy for their situation, but we have to know what they need first. So there's going to be a lot of questions. We ask the right questions using that green sheet, or we call it, I like to say, the intake form, like a doctor office. That's all we're doing. That's all we're doing. So there's just a few points as far as us starting with that appointment and helping the clients that we're entrusted to serve. But Jared, Miko, you're going to take it away, and you're going to really help us, I know, about what else we're going to do to really hit that heart and bring out the emotion and other hard-hitting questions so we can ask.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Rogers. Good job, bro. Yep. So that's Rogers hit some hard points in there, showing that you care, asking questions about the family. If they call you up and say somebody died, just take the time with them. Oh, sorry to hear that. Were you close? Just showing that you care, Um, man, we can actually do a couple calls on this. We only got 30 minutes, so we're gonna we're gonna give you just a few. Um, one of the things one of the main things that I feel like a lot of agents do not ask in the home is, what do you have now? New, if you're a new agent, if you've been here for a while, I just feel like people skip over that question, because there's no way you should not be uncovering old policies. And there's no way you should not be uncovering that they do not have any insurance. Like you cannot not uncover this. You have to ask this question. What do you have now? That's a very important question to ask. One of your first questions when you get into the home or on the phone, however you're closing your appointments, you need to ask, what do you have now? So this will be, and this question covers whether it's a lead or warm market or family members that you know who say they need insurance. I need to know what you have now. If I had a friend that called me out of the blue and said, come get me, I need help, the first question I would ask is, where are you now? If somebody say, well, I guess we could just stick with that example. That's the first question I would ask. To help my friend, I would say, where are you now? And then I would put in the directions, and I would take a right, take a left, down the street. So we have to find out where the person is now. Asking where a person is now, that'll help you to find out how you can help them. So they could say, I got 200,000 at my job. They could say, I have zero insurance. They could say, I have, 50,000 at my job. Whatever they say, you're going to use that to ask them more questions. So you're going to go down that rabbit hole. So they say, where's the rabbit hole? That's the rabbit hole. So if they say I got 200 at my job, or if they say I got zero, if they say I got 200 at my job, you go, oh, okay. So the next question, so once you find out where they are, the next question is, do you feel like that's enough? I was scared to ask that question when I first started doing this business. See, because I got that question. I don't even know where I got that question from. I think it was somebody on stage who said, like, they gave me that question. It says, do you feel like that's enough? Some people don't want to ask that question because you're scared you're going to blow the sale. But I promise you, asking that question draws you to the client because it makes them feel like you care. So you care as a person because you're a good human being. Everybody on here, like, we're all good human beings, so we care. We have to display to them that we care. And so asking, do you feel like that's enough? It gives them a chance to let you know. So they're putting themselves in the driver's seat of their own protection, of their own future protection. So they can sit in the driver's seat and make a decision and go, no, that's not enough. Because that 200,000 through my job, this mortgage costs 200,000. And so she's going to use all this to paying off the house. Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha, Rob. So you don't want her to have to pay off the house and then have nothing to live on when you die. Is that correct? No, I don't. Right. I want her to have some money to live on. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense to me. So do you see the difference in like what some people think a salesperson is? Like a salesperson is like, you need to do this, you need to do that. I'm asking questions. I'm just asking questions, trying to find out what they need and just to see where I can help. Now, he could say, yeah, I got 200 through my job. I feel like that's enough. Oh, do you? Okay. How much is the mortgage? My mortgage is 220,000. So so when you die, it's not if, it's when. So when you die, Robert, your wife Tina, you want her to pay off the house and then do what? Like, what was your plan after that? So I'm still asking questions. Now I could. So again, man to man, I could go in on them and go, what? You're gonna only leave your wife 200,000? Your mortgage is 220? But again, that's not dignifying. That's not dignifying. It's not dignifying him. That's not allowing him. That's not putting him in the driver's seat of his own protection. So I'm being a person who cares. I'm being a good salesperson, meaning like I'm asking questions to see where I can help them and put them in the right mind frame to make a good decision. So I'm asking him, so after the 200,000 is gone, like, what's your plan after that? What do you want her to like live on? So you stay calm, you ask questions. People will love you. I'm telling you, people will refer you to their family and beyond. If you stay calm and you ask questions. So like this next question I have, who else do you want me to cover? So after I'm done asking what they need, then it's like, who else in this house do you want me to look up insurance on or look up quotes on? That's another important question. So now they feel like I care about their entire family. And I'm not just focused on them too. It's like, hey, who else in this house? You'll be shocked. If you ask who else in this house do you want coverage on, or who else in this house will you look in the cover, they will bring up people that they were not going to bring up before you ask that question, because they're used to people who come to their house and sell windows. They're used to average salespeople who come to their home and they only want to get a product off. They don't want to put the family in a better position. So they just want to get off a product, right? So those are bad salespeople. So we're good salespeople. We're people who actually want to help. And the only reason why I say salespeople is because we're delivering a product to them that they need and that we don't want them to just go get. We want them to get it through us, right? So we're considered good salespeople. But like these questions, so again, earlier, that's what I was trying to say. You got to change your mindset of a salesperson, because it's like, hey, I want somebody to sell me something. I want somebody to sell me something, but it has to be something that I need and that's going to help my family. And then it's like, tell me about it. Help me to see why I need it. And then I will love you, because I didn't even know this product existed. I didn't even know I could get it. And now here you come, and the way you present it, the way you tell it to me, the questions you ask, now my family's protected. I love good salespeople. A good salesperson will make you feel like you walked on the moon. You know, so it's like if you help me with something that I need and I didn't know I needed, and yet the questions you ask me help me to see that I need it and it's a benefit for my family, I'll take it all day. And so one of the, we have to understand that the questions we ask is critical. So like if a person were to say, I'm fully covered, or I have this amount of coverage, my question is always, do you feel like that's enough? And then, let's say a person were to say, I have this coverage through another company, right? So let's say the person goes and they get their policy. The goal is to always get them to pull out their policy. People never know what they have. I don't care how astute they are. I don't care how many years of college they went to. I don't care if their glasses are thick or thin. I don't care if they're wearing a graduation hat on when you walk in. I don't care how smart you think they are. It's rare that people know exactly what they have. I've been doing this for too long. People pull out their policies and they'll go, "Oh yeah, I'm sure I got 100,000. I'm positive. I'm 100% positive I got $100,000." They'll pull out that policy and put it on the table. That thing will say $58,000. They go, what? And then they'll act shocked, thinking like, how you go from 100% positive to shocked? So me as the professional, I know that they don't know. So I have to pull it out so they can see it in black and white. You need to see what you have. And no, we don't play the whole, it's in the lockbox and all this stuff. Because first of all, if it's in a lockbox, your family's in trouble. Because it shouldn't be in a lockbox that nobody can get to. So if you had died, if they try to pull that lockbox stuff, so if you had died last week, who knows how to get in that lockbox? And you'll find out nobody knows how to get in the lockbox. Or you'll find out they don't have a lockbox and they just don't want to get the policy. And so we can't move forward unless you know what you have. So if they think they have a policy and we'll know what you have, we'll just go off the assumption that you have nothing. Because if you don't know what you have, more than likely it's nothing. People who have real good coverage, they know what they got. So what you got is not enough if you don't know what it is. So now these are bold questions, right? And we have a lot more questions that you can ask, and you'll come up with your own questions as you get better. But if you stick to these three questions will help you write over $10,000 a week, guaranteed. If you start asking these questions in the home, question number one, what do you have now? If you start asking that, that'll get you more premium. Question number two, do you feel like what you have now is enough? I promise you, it will not make you lose the sale. It will help you gain a client and it'll help you get more referrals. Is what you have now enough? And then who else did you want covered? It'll help people. People don't know that you can cover the whole family. So you asking that question, you will get more applications in one home than you will if you just don't ask the question and you just help them. So these questions show that you care because it helps the family. I'm not pushing anything on them. Everything they say comes from them. I want everything that takes place to be their idea. So the more questions I ask them about what they have, do you feel like it's enough? Anything they pick will come from them. That way they will feel good. They will feel like, yeah, I made a good idea to protect my family. And I'm just a guy to help them. In turn, they're going to feel like I cared enough to ask them what they thought. So just remember that. If you find yourself talking more than asking questions, you're losing the sale. You should be asking more questions. No matter what they say, you should be asking a question. Questions help people to know that you care. So you can be the most caring person in the world. If you go in and you don't ask questions, nobody knows that you care and nobody cares what you know. If you go in asking these questions, if you go in asking questions, you can ask more questions and be sincerely interested. Go, wow. Be sincerely interested because you are, because you got to know how to help them. So you should be interested. You should be sincerely interested because I need to know how to help. Like when I ask my wife where she want to go for dinner, I'm sincerely interested. I'm listening so I can know like where to go or like what she's in the mood for. She go, okay, what are you in the mood to eat? I have to listen and then start thinking of restaurants because she will not say a restaurant. So I have to start thinking of a restaurant. So, okay, what's a good restaurant for this? So you have to listen and be sincerely interested. So I hope this helped put this stuff into fruition, get it going. Like today, if you got appointments, do not leave the house unless you ask these questions. Do not just go in and just, willy-nilly. You're a professional, so you're going to get down to the nitty-gritty and ask these questions. I know these questions are bold. Some people are scared to ask these questions, but yeah, don't be scared. Just get in there, get it done. I promise you, your sales will go up. And y'all will, we'll be back with a part 2. Like we got more questions, but these are just some beginning questions. We got deeper questions you can ask in the house. But Rogers, good job. Adam, thank you for doing the numbers for us today. We appreciate it. And we will end this call. We'll see everybody at the boot camps. And let's see, Steven is coming here soon. Then we got a view from the edge. And we are rocking. Adam, anything else I'm missing?
Nah, I think we're good, man. You shared a lot. I got my notes here, but one of the first things that I took away was like people don't care how much you care, how much you know until you show them how much you care.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, that's good. We use that here in training. Keep in mind, like you mentioned, we do have the live dial jams here to help new agents, and so far it's been working really well. So, like, guys, if you need something, don't be afraid to reach out. We're here to help people grow. So I'm looking forward to seeing everyone at the boot camp on the 9th, but also at the conference as well in Raleigh. So other than that,
And the dial sessions kick off at 2, right?
say it again.
The dial sessions kick off at 2.
They sure do. We do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 to 12, and then 2 to 4. Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Beautiful, beautiful, awesome.
All right.
Oh, and Adam, how do people join the dial sessions?
That's a good question. We have a link that we send out. I can get that to you so you can get it to your team. That might be the best. So, but it's usually via Discord is how we do things.
Yeah.
The link will be in the Discord. So if you're in the Discord, I'll just post it right there, or I'll have Chandler post it for you guys. And yeah, jump in, say hello. Anything we can do to help.
Awesome.
All right, guys.
All right, everybody. Have a good one.